Hello, everyone. Magpie2541 here. I am here once again with Bluedragonfive,
Hello, everyone.
and we're going to talk about Arrow and the first season overall. Now, I decided, I haven't told you this, but if we ever do one of these again, at the very least, we've probably got to do one for the mid-season finale and then do one afterward, like Shades did, because it was just there's going to be so much to cover in this. It's going to be ridiculous. It's probably going to be like another one of our really long conversations.
Yeah, it's interesting. Mr. E, he came in on the second after the season break.
Yeah, and that's where all the best stuff was. It's where everything was starting to come together.
And for anyone wondering, he sends his love, but he's not going to be able to make it to our conversation here. But he says hello.
Okay. I want to also mention if Captain Logan does like a counting crypto freaks for this, instead of doing all the Dark Knight references, which he was jokingly told by blowing himself up, dude, it should be every time an actor from Doctor Who shows up. Because, like, seriously, there was like so many this year.
Counting arrowheads.
Yeah, that's what it should be called. Counting arrowheads.
Or counting Nolan. I don't know. Counting Nolan references, but again, like all the Doctor Who guys.
Yeah. But anyway, we both got our few comment things here. But first off, I think
I'm sorry to cut you off here. I just wanted to... Before we get into the show, should we mention our first introductions to Green Arrow?
mine. I'll go first. Mine was through Smallville, because I'd seen a couple episodes of Smallville with Green Arrow, and I didn't know much about Green Arrow at the time. But that was like my first introduction, and then obviously there was a few episodes of Justice League with him in it, and they were all really good. As for you?
Well, my introduction to Green Arrow was through the Justice League Unlimited show, and in him I saw a lot of interesting things. Like, well, you can boil down for Green Arrow's character to three things. One, he's more street level. You know, he's a more for the people hero. He's kind of a little more left wing, that sort of thing. You know, there's a scene in Justice League that just epitomizes everything that works about Green Arrow. In this one scene, he stops this grocery store from being robbed. You know, he's for the people. He gets teleported up to the watchtower, and he says to Batman. After that scene, we see him working, you know, helping the people, you know, the downtrodden, the out, just the regular, normal, average Joes, not in the whole space battles. And he's telling Batman, you guys fight the monsters. I mean, someone has to protect the little guy. Then Batman has this great retort. He says, sometimes the big monsters step on the little guys. And he brings Arrow in to keep him honest. And that's what his character does. And, of course, the other thing I have to mention about Arrow that I love is I love the big trick arrows.
Yeah. We never got our boxing glove Arrow.
I'm hoping for season 2.
Well, but we got like in the pilot there was the thing that downloaded a whole bunch of stuff, of course the sound. One sound recorder one. So that was good. I was like, oh, cool. They're gonna actually have trick arrows in this one.
I was so happy when we got some of the trick arrows, because the first trick arrow was it's the zipline arrow.
Oh, that too. Yeah, that was like a good one too, because I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we start off now?
Sure. Would you like to? Oh, you want to go through characters or anything else in mind to start with?
Yeah. Let's start with Oliver himself. Actually, let's start with Oliver himself.
Stephen Amell, I believe his name is, or Stephen Amell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
That's the actor's name. We believe.
Well, let me get Wikipedia up so we can run through them all. I should have done that earlier. Seriously. But yeah, I liked that we started off on the island and everything. That was really good. I've got a whole section dedicated to island stuff, so I won't go too deep into that. But I liked that he came back and like you actually got to see the difference between how he was and everything. So
Yeah, I think Amell brought a lot to the role. He's taken on kind of a he took on kind of what Christian Bale did with the role of Batman, but for a different character, for Arrow. I mean, he's the thing a lot of people forget. Well, not forget. I mean, there's this misunderstanding. I know I'm kind of jumping a little back and forth here, but when he's fighting the Dark Archer, and you find that the Dark Archer's had 2 years of training, and yet he's a little better than Arrow at fighting.
Mm.
Now, the reason is Oliver had to survive. 5 years he was on the island. At first, he was dedicating those years to survival, and he wasn't really training. He was just training to survive, really. And the other guy the Dark Archer was dedicated for 2 years, like Batman, training specifically, to strengthen himself and to defeat the weaker, defeat his opponents.
Mm.
So I mean that's a misconception, but still, Amell, he's playing that. He goes through a really great character arc through this first season. Like you see him, there's the rich boy who goes and he becomes a man throughout the course of that island stuff, and we see the man he's become in the city in the present. It's a hard thing to portray, and you can tell the difference in the performance.
Yes. Yeah, I just I love the whole. He's still, as far as politics and all that goes, he's very much the Green Arrow that I remember from Smallville. It's funny because I was just watching one of the episodes recently, and because I'm having a hell of a lot of trouble getting through season 9 and that of Smallville because it's just like so boring.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah, Arrow was like Green Arrow was in there, and he was telling off Clark about, hey, I could actually see telling off Clark about something, about him having all these superpowers and how he's not really helping anyone. He's not going to as far as what he was, and I can imagine Arrow, the Arrow from this, having that same discussion with a Superman type character. But obviously there would be like, oh, where was Superman during this? And I'm like, everyone always says that, especially about the Dark Knight. And like, how do you know he wasn't dealing with the own shit?
Yeah.
During that time.
I still say, they're pretty much preoccupied in their own universes. That's why they only cross over when they absolutely have to for the Justice League. That can be its own universe, but that's a topic for another day.
Yeah, I was just going to say, too, I can see similar conversations between him and Diggle when Diggle comes on board.
Yeah.
And him, and Felicity, who, oh, God, I love Felicity Smoak.
Always hitting on the women.
The nerdy chicks are so hot, man, especially now.
But Deschanel does get me running a little bit, but it's...
Yeah, I just love, and I liked the initial concept behind the relationship between him and
Diggle,
Laurel as well. I loved how he came back, and he was. You could still see that he loved her, and he screwed up royally. I mean, cheating on someone with their sister is like really gonna be, and. Yeah, I'll get into my problems with that because I want to dedicate a whole section to the final episode.
A brief thing about Smallville in regards to the series. Again, my grandmother she loves the Arrow. She loves Green Arrow in Smallville, but she also loves him in here.
Mm.
And again, Amell's coming in this, and he's portraying it differently than that guy. I mean, that guy was just fully formed Green Arrow. That's what he was playing, and here. Also, again, as you were saying earlier, kind of he epitomizes what you know and think about Green Arrow. I mean, you get that he would be kind of like that. Well, for the Smallville version also, but for this one, I saw what I liked about Green Arrow in Justice League Unlimited, and that he's for the people. He's kind of helping the Glades. The Glades is where the downtrodden are. The street crime, area.
Yeah.
It's in the drug.
Like the Narrows in Batman Begins. Is the image I get.
Yeah.
When I say this.
Yeah, exactly. So again, he's sticking up for the little guy, and that's what his whole plan is with the list. He's taking out the big corporate guys, big corporate fat cats, if you will. The ones that are really hurting the city, hurting the people. They're scumbags in suits essentially, and he's dealing with them, trying to we'll get into the whole death be killing thing momentarily, I suppose. But But the whole thing is, he's still sticking up for the little guy in his mission. And I think that's still true to the character. And again, the way Mel plays it, he sells it. And I love how a departure from the comics with Arrow, from my understanding, is that he's not as driven or as completely in control as this one is, because he formulates a brilliant plan when he comes back from the island, to get arrested and clear his name.
Yeah, that was really good. It's like, oh wait, logic happened here.
So this one's a little more in control, and he's plotting things out like a Batman would, and that's working in his favor. Again, he's keeping Arrow's values, though, the Green Arrow of the comics and the series, and Smallville's values there, though.
Except for one thing, which we'll get into later.
Well, yeah. I mean, the core concept of the character translates through. And you also have to keep in mind the killing thing, and he doesn't exactly... He uses some trick arrows, which I'm happy about, but the reason he doesn't use them, not fluently, but normally, as he would in the comics, is that they base this off Longbow Hunters, which was a comic story in which he did kill people, and he debated that. And he didn't use trick arrows. And he barely wore a mask.
Yeah. I have a little bit of a problem with it. I'd like maybe next season he's like, oh god, people are going to notice who I am eventually. I got to wear a mask. Yeah. I mean, I got to wear a mask like a bit better than what Huntress was wearing or something like that. He's good. Yeah.
No, essentially, that is the Green Arrow mask. It's a domino mask.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like something a little bit more though, because I mean we got the hood, so that's good. And we got to quickly. When do you think we're gonna finally have him called Green Arrow? Well,
you know what, I think after we get past the cliffhanger we were left off with, I think Lance is probably just gonna jokingly. It's kind of like a spite thing for him. He's calling the Green Arrow. He's gonna have like a meeting scene with him. He's gonna say, well, it's better than the Hood guy, isn't it? I guess. Of course, he says it was stupid at the Christmas dinner with the Merlin Sr.
Yeah.
I keep calling him Merlin Sr., so I'm sorry that might happen, even though he's Malcolm Merlin. So if I say Merlin Sr. or Merlin Jr., I mean Tommy and Malcolm. But anyway, Merlin Sr., He jokingly says, what about Green Arrow? He says, no, it's stupid. He could come around to the name, but I think it'd be funny if... I forget if Lance wasn't present during that dinner, but I don't know. It'd be funny if people just called him Green Arrow just to spite him, or just the paparazzi's probably going to call him Green Arrow.
Okay.
Who knows? But that's my theory for getting the name. We'll probably get the name, if not after that cliffhanger, then definitely by the end of the season. I can guarantee that. Hopefully before then.
Anyway, do you want to move on to... let's move on to Diggle, because he came on board and initially was, from memory, he was a bit hesitant to come on board.
He was.
And then, I was like, that kind of works, because at the time, especially then, he was killing, and wasn't hesitant about it or anything, and I was like, that kind of works and everything. And I love how he's come on board and he's all for it now, and he's had that fight with him about Deadshot and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really a nice little story to go with for a while, and I'm glad they did to wrap up things with Deadshot. I think they kind of did, but I'm assuming he's going to be coming back. But initially, it didn't seem that way because he got shot in the eye, and it seemed like he was going to be killed off, just like most villains were in the show. But yeah, I do like Diggle. I really do. I can't wait till next season to see what more they do with him.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah. Diggle had a great character arc this season. Just the whole. You see how much he progressed throughout this first season. He came into this just as a bodyguard for Oliver Queen, and you thought he was gonna. You knew there was something special about this guy because I don't know, the actor just portrayed. The actor did. I'm sorry, I'm stumbling here, but the actor did such a good performance. He sold you on this character. You instantly knew. Captain Logan and Eric also knew this on Air Discussion. They knew there's something more to this guy. He carried it off that well in the performance. But you see him first, you think, okay, he's just like going to be like a limo driver bodyguard. But then, Oliver's blowing him off in classic, kind of Bruce Wayne, Peter Parker style. I mean, yeah. And Clark Kent style. It's kind of a lame excuse to get out of there. But still, he's like outwitting the guy making him go on a pursuit here. And he's speeding away in the car, and he asks him to get in the back or, like, get the bags or something, and then he turns around, like, go to the door, and he puts him in a chokehold, knock Diggle out.
Mm.
We start with him there, and he says, I'm not letting you out of my sight, 'cause he's got some attitude with him, saying, I'm no idiot. Kind of like Lucius Fox, but you get a Lucius Fox character later.
Yeah.
Again, he's just, He's much more than Alfred or Lucius Fox with this guy. He's like the guy who he's the sense of authority in this world, along with Lance. He calls Oliver on the stuff. He's kind of like Oliver's conscience in a way. And there was that progression. Like, he's helping him out, and he knows there's more to him than just, the rich playboy. And he figures that out. And then, of course, they kind of their missions become intertwined, with Deadshot being on the list, Floyd Lawton. No, I mean, He's knocking people on his list also.
Yeah.
He's shooting people that's on Oliver's list, and he goes after him to stop them. But, it's kind of... he finds validity in what Oliver's doing after that. And there's that great... I love that reveal in the Lone Gunman episode in Innocent Man, where he awakens from... being drugged, and Oliver could have brought him anywhere. Could have dropped him off at a hospital after giving him the cure. Could have done it, but he decided he was waiting for that reveal too. He was just sitting there waiting for him to wake up.
Yeah,
it was an awesome reveal, and that was the big bonding moment for those characters. And from then on, there was just they had perfect chemistry with each other.
Yeah, I did get a sense though that early on the creators of this. They didn't think it was going to last. I think they thought, well, we're probably just going to get to like 10 or 12 episodes and that's going to be it. And then they're going to cancel us like few other superhero things that came along, and various other things like Firefly, and we had Birds of Prey as well. I got the impression that's what, like Captain Logan and that said in their review, like various ones, that they thought didn't think it was going to last really either. But what do you know? It's lasted, and people have really got attached to this.
An interesting thing to point out is that after each episode, the creators, there's like on the CW website, there would be feedback on there, and on the boards, if you will, the board pages, they would get the feedback and they'd apply that to the writing. I found that out in like the last episode when they started putting like bonus features on the commercials, like behind the scenes for Air. So I found out that they would get feedback from the episodes when they wrote it. So that might be why Diggle stuck around. Who knows?
The other thing, I am looking forward to this on DVD. I should say I am. Because I would love to go back to those early episodes, even though I've got them on my computer. and really get into them and enjoy them because quite a few of them were playing up for me, and one of the last ones was as well. So yeah, but yeah, I think we covered Diggle really well. I really did like how he came on board. Not as much as someone else, but I'll get to them in a little bit.
Who should we tackle next?
I tell you what, I want to leave Tommy. The next one on the list is actually the second on the list is Laurel, but I want to leave her and Tommy till later.
Okay.
But the big thing that
we tackling the killing.
No, the killing. Okay, I'll go into this brief. I didn't like it. I've learned to live with it. I'm moving on. I like it, and it seems to me that now he's not so. I'm just going to kill all these people. I'm going to actually give them a chance, a little bit more so.
But you know what's funny?
Then, yeah.
They technically, if you go back to the pilot, they I don't know what happened to it, but in the pilot, I thought it was going to be a running thing, but they lamely justified that they weren't dead, they were just wounded, even though they had like kill shots.
Yeah.
They literally, like, there were arrows in, like, the stomach and in the chest, and yet they said, well, they're lucky to be... Lance would walk down afterwards, and he said, well, they're lucky to be alive.
Yeah,
so,
well...
How does that... Like
well, you'd be surprised, because my mother is a nurse. I've brought this up before. And she's like, yeah, if they get to them in time, they could possibly live a lot... Like, there was one where it was through the chest, and she was like, that's not going to hit the heart, but if they get to hospital in time, yeah, they can probably live.
Yeah, compared to the finale, that's going to raise some issues.
Yeah,
I don't know, I like how they tried to justify it, but still, I don't know. I accept the killing thing in that I appreciate it more if he tried to stop. I want to see in season 2 him not kill people, just like maybe wound them in like the shoulders and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
More clean.
Yeah.
A little bit more clean cut. Not so.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Again, I hate. I'm sorry. Can I wrap up with this real quick?
Yeah, just wrap up.
Yeah, I like how he kind of progressed, and you think he's gonna, like, when he's calling hunters on it, like, don't kill him. That sort of thing. I thought he was going to continue with that, and he's just killing the people that absolutely need it. So as long as it gives him a chance, I guess, and he's trying to let up, I can accept it. But still, I want him to, like, lighten up more. But
me too.
like, he didn't kill Count Virgo, which I thought was a good move.
Yeah, I think the turning point happened a little bit earlier than that, I believe, and he's only killing now. And as long as if he's killing in self-defense, I can just be like, okay, fair enough.
For me, yeah, he's given him a warning, which I still wish he wouldn't. I just wish he wouldn't kill him, but yeah, he's justifying it a little. And the writers, I'm glad the writers at least called him on that. Like they brought it up in the show, so they're not just being oblivious to it. The whole killing thing. So I'll give him that, and again, we'll see what season 2 does. But as long as he's not like instantly killing a ton of people, just killing self-defense or just killing the guys after he gives them a warning. I don't know. I guess it has to have a lot of purpose behind it, but I prefer. Again, me being the big Batman fan, I really don't like heroes killing, but I can live with it for this series, like you can.
Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you how we'll do these characters now. We'll do the sister, the mother, then Detective Lance, and then we'll segue into both Laurel and Tommy. So the sister, played by Willia Howlard. I know her from the OC because I didn't grow up on it. I was watching that when it was on, and I was very disappointed when they got cancelled. And I liked her character in the last season of that, and like the bits and pieces that she showed up in the third. And I was glad to see that she was coming on board with this, and she's irritated me at the beginning. It was like, I was like, come on, girl, would you just hurry up and build a bridge and get over it? But then she did, and like now she's a little bit more, better since meeting the other character that they brought on, the Red Hood.
Yeah, Roy Harper.
Yeah, Roy Harper. And I like how that relationship's developed. I'm looking forward to where that's going to pick up in the second season. Because I don't think we know if he's dead or alive. And I'm hoping he comes on as a main cast member and he joins up.
You don't know who's dead or alive? Roy Harper?
Roy Harper.
Yeah, he's alive.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Well, I mean, he signed on for season 2, so I'm assuming he lives.
Okay, well.
Plus, I think he in the comics he does become Green Arrow's sidekick, then his own hero.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah. And we got the Speedy. So.
Even that's a Force name, I gotta tell you.
It was like.
You want to be a war machine? Put your hand up.
I
always used to chase you around like a rabbit, Speedy.
Yeah. But yeah, I know it would be like kind of hard to come up with one. But
fair enough.
But it would be weird too if that was like she came on board and they were like, that's
we know why she's really Speedy.
She goes fast.
I agree with you definitely on all the points you made about her. Annoyed me at first, but now I like her with the whole Roy Harper stuff.
Yeah. Once he came on board, it was clear after that. And, like, the whole drug thing, I know that echoes something that actually happened in the comics with the male Speedy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I was like, okay, fair enough. Bring that on.
It's strange.
You kind of would have had to do that because it was such a iconic moment in comics and everything.
I would like it better. I don't know. If they played the drug thing, the drug and the party going a little more subtle. I mean, like with Harry Osborn in the comics. I mean, it was kind of overtly. She was saying to Oliver, "Oh yeah, I've been going to the clubs. I've been experimenting. Hint, hint, nose, nose." You know, she's been saying to Oliver, "Yeah, I've been using drugs. I've been drinking. I've been going out. Yeah, what are you gonna do to stop me?" It's not appealing for a character. Yeah. But later on, she wins us over. So in the end of the day, she's all right, I guess.
Next character. Okay, let's go to Moira.
Oh, she's got a bag of issues.
Yeah, I have never 100% liked her. As like, just like they did that thing in the pilot, and I think that really hurt her. And that they've tried to undo that, and I don't think it's 100% working.
I'm 60-40. 60 hate, 40 like. Or sympathize with. Not even like, just sympathize.
Yeah, maybe I'll probably go the same. But, like, it's just like, oh, God.
Oh, by the way, can you mention Diggle's actor? Because we glazed over that, naming
Diggle's actor is David Ramsey.
Yeah, don't want to disservice the actor. He's good. I saw him in CSI once. He's a good actor. But yeah,
I've seen him in I saw him in The West Wing and a few other things. And yeah, he's. This is like this is like the first major thing I've seen him in. Like he had like very minor roles.
But here's the main problem with Moira. It's Moira. Pronounce it right.
Yeah, Moira.
Trying to pronounce it British. But
Moira.
Yeah, the thing with Mrs. Queen. The main problem is that she's written that we're supposed to sympathize with her. Not at first, though, but later on she's written that we're supposed to sympathize with her. And I predicted, along with a lot of other people, that, you know, she was just in a bad situation that he got wrapped up in, and she was just kind of stuck with it, and she just didn't want to rock the boat, and that's why she's in with the bad guy. However, she wasn't, I mean, no offense to the, what's the actress's name for her?
Susanna Thompson.
Yes. No offense to her, but I think she was just playing it wrong. She's just playing it too unlikable, and that thing in the pilot didn't help when she's revealed to be the villain at the end.
Yeah.
It's just that those two elements together ruined her character, because after the break, she has some sympathetic moments, but because of all that stuff earlier, I'm just thinking, and I hate it when the moment that really makes me just scream to the television, if you will, is when she, she's like chastising the daughter and saying, "Oh, you're doing bad stuff. You're doing bad stuff, you." No, and stop telling all of her stuff. You're lying. He hands her the book, and you think, okay, he's going to call her on it now. She's, he says, "Oh, that's nothing for you to worry about. Yeah, just don't worry about it." No! Mr. E and I, we've gotten into so many, we're just yelling at her, basically. We kept wanting, or at least predicting, okay, she's going to die, because it's only, like, the penance for all the stuff she's done. I think Oliver should, like, then we're thinking Oliver should hit her, just for the heck of it.
You remember, I hadn't seen the final episode, and I said that she, you told me someone died, and I was like, it's the mother. It's got to be the mother. It would have made so much sense for her to die at the end. And
yeah, that was my predictions after the break. I was calling that she's going to die in the finale. She has to. It's the perfect sacrifice.
Yeah, and then Oliver has to actually step up and be the leader of the corporation and everything. That would have been really good.
One last thing, the coup de grace of her stupidity, or badness as a character. It's not a good move on her part. Maybe stupidity is a little harsh, but then again, so is she.
Yeah.
Not the actress, the character, but take that for what you will. Anyway, when she shoots Oliver, there's that scene, he interrogates the mother. He says, Moira Queen, you failed the city, trying to get some answers out of her, like he does later on, more brilliantly, I'll say, later on, because I love that scene.
Yeah.
But still, it's like, he's interrogating her, he's fed up, he wants some answers now. And he's just seeing. And then she has this moment, and she says, "No, please, I have children." But then the minute, I saw this in all the promos, she shot him.
Yeah.
Come on. You're a bad guy.
Yeah.
The guy just wants to stop the Undertaking. You shot him.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my minimized rant right there for her. But yeah.
All right. This one is Paul Blackthorne, and he plays Detective Quentin Lance. Yeah. Now, I knew that I thought this was going to be like, in Spider-Man, there's
J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, I figured it was going to be him. This was going to be Arrow's version of him, except he's a police officer and all that. And I was getting that impression right up until the finale, and I was like, I was glad that they've tied that up, and hopefully he's going to become more of the Gordon to him. But I still want that little bit of J. Jonah Jameson in there. Like he's like, yeah, I'm going to help you, but I'm going to bring you in. I'm going to bring you in, sort of thing. You're helping now, but I'm going to have to bring you in at some stage.
Oh yeah, there was this toss-up, this like coin flip of if he was going to turn out like Jameson in the end, or if he was going to be like Commissioner Gordon. A lot of people were speculating that, myself included, but I always kind of, in my heart, mainly because I love Commissioner Gordon so much, I was saying, there's so much potential. He's his Gordon. And like in the second episode, the Honor Thy Father, after he's fighting China White, and he has them like at gunpoint. Which, also, I should mention, there was always this great touch with the Arrow costume. They had like green lighting on him a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Which really looks cool, and I gotta say it's a nice touch.
Yes.
Anyway, it's like he has him at gunpoint, like green lighting. But then he launches the recorder arrow. And he's helping him out right there. That is like the first Gordon Batman meeting scene between the two, where he's helping each other out. But it's kind of a new slant on it. Not sure if it's new, but the slant on it's different. It's he's more antagonistic towards him. It's like a mixture of the J. Jonah Jameson and the Gordon. And yeah, I'm predicting it with you here that in the end he's going to be more Gordon, but he's going to have some antagonism against, because he's a vigilante and he is killing people. Yeah. The difference, like Batman doesn't kill people. That's why Gordon can tolerate him.
Yeah, I was just,
But
I
still,
was
sorry.
really enjoyed it, and I'm glad, really enjoyed his character. But at times, it was at a few times I was like, oh, it was a bit irritating. It says sometimes it didn't seem like he was hating him for the sake of hating him. But I think bringing him around was a great idea.
The thing really saving grace for him. The reason you didn't just hate him or write him off as okay, he's the bad guy. Well, the cop bad guy for our series, just the one that's against the guy, the police hunting the hero, that sort of thing. The saving grace for that was that he was a competent cop. He like instantly says, okay, no, the Hood didn't do this. This guy was shot by Deadshot.
Yeah.
Like, no, this
doesn't add up.
Yeah, like the arrows are a different color.
Yeah. It was like, oh well.
There was another great scene where like he pins Lance to a car as he's giving him information for the Deadshot when Deadshot was going to target all the people in the hall.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I remember that. It's been a while since I've seen a lot of the episodes, but yeah, I do remember that.
One last thing with Lance, because it's kind of a important thing. His whole relationship with Laurel, but remember when he had the phone? He had the phone that was used to contact the vigilante, and then Laurel got a hand of it, and she, again, kind of like Gordon herself, in a way. In a way, she's kind of a Barbara Gordon-ish character in the series.
Yeah.
I'm stretching for that one, but still, let's see. She's contacting the guy, and then the father lets her hold on to the phone so he can track her. It's kind of underhanded to get the guy, and of course the whole the trial.
I got the impression that she, even he knew that was wrong, but he knew it was one of the only ways he was going to get the Hood. By the way, I still hate that name.
What name?
Because the Hood is a Thunderbirds villain.
I keep thinking the Red Hood from the Under the Red Hood store, because in the animated film they always just say, "Are you working for the Hood?" Yeah, the Hood sends his regards. I keep thinking that when he named him the Hood, or the Hood guy, some would give him the moniker. But again, maybe he'll change the name. It's kind of like a new friendship of sorts, you know. Who knows? But Lance did come around in the end. Like, he's helping him out, and they're working for the good of the city. You know, they have a job to do. They're helping out because they have to. And he ended up halfway saving the city. Not his fault it was halfway, but halfway. Yeah. And we can cover the whole one of the best episodes later, right? The damaged episode with the
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I want to do these two combined because their stories, mainly a lot of it intertwines. That's Laurel, played by Katie Cassidy, and Colin Donnell, whatever, and as Tommy Merlin. Now, I hated that Tommy got killed at the end, assuming that he is dead because, well, we saw him.
I did not see it coming.
Yeah, because I really wanted that whole Green Goblin type thing with him. I wanted him to become the new Black Arrow, so to speak.
I was expecting Dark Orchard to be the one that bites the dust again, like Green Goblin.
Yeah, but I didn't really like Tommy and her at the beginning. Like, I was like, oh, this girl, there's no way is she going to be Black Canary. I'm still not 100% sold on that. Not 100% sold. I'm getting closer to believing it, but yeah. And I hate that she's not Diana. I'm expecting that because they're hoping to do a Wonder Woman. They're still hoping to do a Wonder Woman series.
Well, still, hers is Dinah. It's not Diana. But I see.
Dinah. Oh yeah, Dinah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it was still too close, maybe, or something. But maybe they like the name Laurel better.
Well, Di is short for Dinah, and that's what they called her.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I do like that she seems smart and everything. That's really cool. But I'm still not 100% sold on her becoming Black Canary. I hope she does because I really want that, and maybe we get an actual proper Birds of Prey spin-off in some sort of respect.
Well, Well, you know something? No, I'm sorry. You want to keep going?
Yeah, just let me finish.
Sure. Go ahead.
Tommy got very dark towards the end, and I was really enjoying that. I was half expecting at the end of the episode, the thing to do the pan up, and Tommy has entered the safe where all the Black Arrow stuff is, or he's entering his own safe, like kind of a la the end of Spider-Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
And he plays a message from his father or something. But that's what I was expecting, and that's what I was really, really wanting, and I didn't get it, and I was like, disappointing. So I was like, how are you going to go on from this? Hopefully we get, like maybe next season there's another big villain that comes along. Maybe we get an episode with Clock King, like Captain Logan kind of wants.
Or but you go with my pitch for Clock King, make him a mob boss.
Yeah, I don't really want another like big corporate type thing. I want like I would really like a proper supervillain thing, as well, but like done kind of well. Maybe Black Mask, maybe Black Mask, because they like doing like Batman villains.
I don't know if they can get away with Black Mask because he's going to be in the next Arkham game.
Yeah, I know. I saw the trailer for that, and it really looked like I really enjoyed it. But they got Deadshot and Slade in it as well, so why not do Black Mask?
I don't know. They're not really in the. Well, good point with Deadshot. I don't know. You're probably who knows. I think Black Mask is more Batman than the other ones are because Clock King's Arrow, Deadshot's DC, Deathstroke is also DC. He's not specifically Batman.
Well.
Firefly, though.
The reason I really want to... I can see Clock King working for an episode, maybe two. Maybe a two-parter. I don't see him working for a whole season. And I think Black Mask could work for an entire season. But we're getting off topic here. I just really wanted that... I really wanted Tommy to stay alive. I really expected and wanted the mother to die. Like, I know she is a good actress and everything. It's just that they kind of wrote themselves into a corner in the pilot, and they've tried their best to get out of it. I think the answer was for her to die and just find out who the Arrow was, but and then say, I'm sorry, and then die.
It should have been, it should have been that, then Merlin Sr. dies, so both the parents die in the series. And then motivates the other two, the sons, if you will.
Yeah. By the way, I love the guy that plays John, whatever his name is, John, that plays...
Malcolm Merlin?
Yeah, I love him in Torchwood. I can't wait to finish that up too, because I'm hoping that the reason that both of them left was to get back to do the 50th anniversary of Doctor Who, because I'd really love to see them in that. And I'm hoping it's like a two-parter because we're getting the Christmas special as well this year. So
let me say this about Laurel and Tommy.
Yeah.
Well, with Laurel, unfortunately, I don't know. Now I look at it, there's an opening for Black Canary, but towards the beginning of the series, you sort of use some of the self-defense things and in the prison. Up until after the prison, I was on board. I was on board for her. I was thinking, okay, she'll become Black Canary. But afterwards, I'm not so sure anymore, but I still see an opening. I made a brief pitch about, she would find, if they brought her in Silver Banshee, and they could use a sonic device on her and just replicate the technology and give her the canary cry. But that's down the line. I'm not going to get into that now. But there's an idea for Black Canary, but I don't know if we might see how successful Season 2 is before we get Black Canary.
You really want to hold off on that a bit longer, do you?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just... I have to see what they do with her in Season 2, but I think Season 3 would be a Canary entry point. But,
okay.
Let me say this for Merlin Jr., though. Again, sorry. Tommy.
Tommy!
Yep. Let me say this. Tommy Merlin, he, when I first heard about the series, I had a few theories. And first off, when I saw the pilot, I was thinking, oh, this guy, they should have done the Captain America thing. Instead of giving Oliver a sister named Speedy, they should have made this guy like Bucky from Captain America, make him Speedy. Like Roy Harper as his best buddy, who becomes his sidekick.
Yeah.
That's what I thought they should have done, but then he won me over with the performance later on in the series. Then I was thinking, okay, so he's going to be like Lex Luthor for the series, like in Smallville, being the buddy who eventually becomes his archenemy. Then Harry Osborn later on, once I saw the father being introduced to the picture.
Mm.
And originally, what I thought for Merlin Jr. was that I thought with the Dark Archer, I had a theory. I thought Merlin Jr. could be the Dark Archer in that his father previously, he took away all his credit cards, took away his wealth and all that stuff, forcing him to grow up. And at first at that point I thought, well, he'll be a copycat for Green Arrow because he's a vigilante on the run. He'll try to frame him just by using him as Robin Hood, stealing from the rich, giving to the poor, namely himself and the others. So he'd be stealing from the rich guys like his father. And I thought just using Arrow, the hood guy, if you will, as the scapegoat.
Yeah.
And I thought that's a way you could have had him become Merlin as the Dark Archer.
Okay.
No, that was an idea I had, but then he won me over throughout the series. And again, playing it was kind of like a really good Harry Osborn. And my favorite moment between him and Oliver throughout this entire series, it's when my favorite scene probably for the series is this one, because it's most Batman-like, I guess. But before that, it's the scene between the two. He's talking about his father on the island, saying, my father, I have some unresolved anger with my father, and he says, you should reconsider the birthday invitation he gave you. Remember when Merlin Sr. almost dies?
Yeah.
But, also, I love that scene because afterwards, there's like a Batman moment, like he just out of the costume, he turns out the lights, gets the guy in the eyes, and speaks with the perfect Chinese accent, which the guy points out. And he says, check, please. This is the fantastic moment. Then later on, the irony I love, kind of between Oliver and they bring this up in the finale, which I'm happy about, because I was expecting this, between him and Merlin Sr., is that he says, the vigilante saved your life, and you see that look on Merlin Sr.'s face, because the vigilante saves his life. The vigilante doesn't know that he's the Dark Archer. Just that look, saying, "Oh my God, he saved my life. He could have let me die."
Mm.
I beat the crap out of this guy before, but now he saved me. And then he calls him on it later on. I love that. I was expecting him about to be in a position where he could kill Green Arrow, but then he's hesitates, he just leaves him and says, we're paid, as he's leaving. I don't know, I just thought that would have been neat. But just in general, there's still a glimmer of hope that Tommy might be alive, but I doubt it, sincerely. Yeah,
because this series has gone really ultra-realistic.
There's an opening in that he has that line to him. He lies to him about his father, but I think it's just helping... I was thinking helping him let go, but just kind of comforting him before he dies, saying, I didn't kill your father.
Mm.
But I don't know. It seems that they might use that later on. So if they use that later on, that means he wouldn't have died. But I'm saying he's dead until I see proof otherwise. Same thing with the father. But I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Now I want to get into some minor characters.
We forgot one major one.
What? Which one?
We forgot Malcolm.
Malcolm?
Well, I'm saying we mentioned him with Tommy, but...
Okay. We'll do that. Okay. Malcolm, he started off, very mysterious. We didn't know who he was at first, and I was like, this is definitely going to... I knew this was going to be the so-called big bad, stealing a Buffy reference for the season, and maybe for the series. But I didn't recognize him at first. I didn't recognize who he was, and eventually I did, because I got into Doctor Who, and I was like, oh, that's the guy from Doctor Who. And I really enjoyed it. Him, like being mysterious, and then when his reveal finally happened in Year's End, who he exactly was, he was this Dark Archer, and of course, when we found out he was Tommy's dad, that was a few episodes earlier, wasn't it? That we found out he was Tommy's dad.
Yeah, it was like either 1 or 2 episodes before Year's End when he takes away all Tommy's money.
Yeah,
then again, that might have been earlier, so.
That was good. I was like, oh, okay, this is deeper, and then we get the Black Arrow, and oh, that's even deeper. And I really liked that. And I really enjoyed him. His reasoning initially was okay, but then, of course, when he goes full-blown crazy towards the end of the finale, that was good. I must say, I liked like about 80% of the finale, but when we get to the finale, talking about the finale, I'll tell you the things I didn't like. It's just, he was really good. But yeah, I just really enjoy, and I love that guy, and I'm glad that I'm kind of glad he left, because that way, okay, we can get him on Doctor Who again, and I know he really wants to get back involved with Doctor Who, and I'm really hoping that he does come into it, and hopefully for the Christmas special, if not the 50th.
Yeah, with Dark Archer, I have like a problem with him aesthetically. He looks too bulky in the costume. But at least at first he looked too bulky in the costume. That was their biggest Batman reference episode, by the way.
Really?
They had many Nolan references in the Year's End.
Yeah, well,
they reference They actually reference each Nolan film in that one. So the beginning begins literally.
Yeah.
It's the whole, help me, Diggle.
Yeah.
That's help me, Alfred.
Yeah, I know.
And then he has a cane like in Rises, but I'll give that one a pass for the whole I failed the city, Diggle.
Yeah. Because that was really good, and we knew after that we were finally going to get into this whole Undertaking.
Then they had the whole hostage reading scene that's in Dark Knight, which is like having the Monk Engel read off the cards in Dark Knight.
Yeah, I didn't really mind that.
I mean,
I don't really.
It's all right. Let me one last thing on Merlin Senior, Malcolm.
Yeah.
The thing that really just sold me on this guy as a villain outside of the costume, just as a character in general, was that one scene where he re-listens to the message over and over again. And it's just that's a powerful motivation right there. He heard his wife, pleading as she's dying.
Yeah.
That basically broke him, and he went to Nanda Parbat, trained 2 years straight. He has a mission in mind. He's going to get revenge on the city, but also trying to help it, build it from the ashes, but still has to kill a lot of people. Getting revenge at the same time as building from the ashes. It's a little different in Ra's al Ghul. It's not just revenge.
Mm.
I mean, it's more than just helping people through unjustifiable means. But he's Merlin Senior. He was always like a credible threat, and I like how Oliver never really beat the guy until the. He was lucky to get out of that alive for the finale.
Mm. All right. Just like I said, 2 more. One. What is it I was going to do? Oh yeah. First, let's do Felicity Smoak, because I really, really, really like her. I really do. I know she messes up sayings and stuff sometimes. It's really, I find that funny, and I do find her really sexy. I really do. Like whenever she gets to wear some sort of dress, I'm like always like, oh yes.
Okay, Magpie, reel it back a little. Reel it back.
Yeah. Okay. I was just gonna say that. I was just like, I really do like her character though. She's smart, and the computer skills, I'm glad that they brought that in, and like they show that off quite often. And I do, as I said, I find her funny, and
she's a better looking Morgan Freeman in a nutshell.
Yeah, she's a way better, more improved. And I'm glad that they cut out that whole like thing about her not know. Does she know? Doesn't she know?
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they like full on brought her in. And she's sticking around now, which is really cool. Really enjoying that, and I can't wait to see what they do with the next season. I'm hoping that maybe we do get an Oliver and her relationship, because I'm rather that than her and Diggle getting together.
Yeah, Diggle is a little old for.
I'm hoping I'm hoping as well that something happens and it stuffs up the relationship with Laurel, because I think that's happening a bit too early, to be honest. I don't really think that's one of the things I didn't like about the season finale. It was I'm glad it's something I want to see happen, but not now. It's too early. They're getting together too early, so I'm hoping it's like one of those things that we come back from the season finale, the new season, and they break up in like the first or second episode, because I don't want them together yet. There's still other places to go before we get to their sort of thing.
Yeah. We got to devote a video to just predictions for Arrow Season 2.
Yeah, maybe we should do that at some stage.
But yeah, I'm going to keep it brief for Felicity. Yeah, she's a good character. I love she has a lot of good moments. I like how she just, I don't know, kind of looking at a problem with how she just wants to help Walter because she was nice to him. That might have been Eric, but, I kind of got a connection. She seems like a nice person that would kind of be like, okay, he was nice to me, I'll help him out. She helped out Oliver for a lot less, I buy that she likes Walter. It's kind of a friend, and that she helped him out like this Lucius Fox basis. Playing again kind of a Nolan-ish thing, but playing the whole, I just don't think of me as an idiot. I'll do just don't think of me as an idiot. And she did do some easy stuff for him though. Like she found out, a lot of stuff you can find out on Google.
Yeah.
Well, the Arrow.
I got the impression though that Google was nowhere near as far along 5 years ago when this supposedly started as where it is now.
Yeah. But I like how she put them on the syringe gag though.
Yeah. She did do that, and I think that's when she was like, yeah, we go. Something's definitely going on here. I'm not sure exactly what, but something's going on here.
I think her crowning, two last things about Felicity. One of her crowning moments is in the episode right before the finale. Remember, she goes on the cover as the Burger Girl.
Yeah.
And and there's a Star Wars reference.
Yes. I remember you telling me about the swinging across the...
A New Hope reference.
Yeah. But she didn't kiss him, which would have been really cool.
I was almost expecting that.
Yeah. Instead of saying, for luck, she said, well, in case we fall.
Again, I think she's going to be a little... The only thing I'm going to say right now about Season 2 is I think she's going to be a little more shaken before she returns, but she will return. Yeah, that's it all I got to say about Felicity. Good character, fun addition, I'm on for her if she gets with Oliver, but I'm just curious how it's going to fit together, the whole Laurel thing, but we'll see in season 2.
All right.
We tackling Harper, or are we tackling Walter, or Slade?
Slade. And then we'll get into all the island stuff, and then that way we can cover a lot more ground, because we've been going for an hour already, and I don't want this to go any more than about 2. Slade is played by a New Zealand actor who's I'm pretty sure is trained out here, and has been same as Huntress actually. Huntress is actually Aussie as well, and I loved when he showed up because I didn't know anything about Deathstroke initially. Like I knew he was a big bad in Teen Titans and all that, but I didn't know much about him. And I'm glad that they went down the Australian route for him because I gather they cast him and like maybe he did try and do an American accent or something and it just didn't work. So I imagine that's what happened. and they just said, "Oh, stuff it. We'll just make him Australian." And
well, he's not Australian. I don't believe he's Australian. Yeah, he's not Australian in the comics.
No, he's not. He's just. Yeah, I just want to run down a couple of things. He appeared like so many Australian actors in Blue Healers, Water Rats, and All Saints, which are 3 great Australian shows. And yeah, those are like things he started off with, and he's going to be he's in the Hobbit apparently, and he's going to be in all the sequels playing someone else or someone in that. But yeah, if you work on like shows like Water Rats and Blue Healers, you're working with great talent. Even All Saints, you're working with great talent, so you're going to have a great acting experience with that. And I assume that's why he's such a great actor, is because he's worked with a lot of great talent. And he's come along and he's really cool. I love the jokes he's playing with Oliver and all that. It's so Australian sense of humour.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do kind of insult our friends in a backhanded way, sort of thing. We're like, oh yeah, you're no good, but
lighter
I love
gag.
you anyway, sort of thing. I do want to say I just love the fact that he was made Australian, because that was just really cool, and I did love his fight with the other Deadshot guy.
Deathstroke.
Yeah, Deathstroke. Deathstroke.
Well, Wintergreen, who in the comics in the Teen Titans is his butler.
Yeah.
He's his butler in that, which I thought was it's a nice change of pace.
Mm.
You know, I'm curious if that guy's dead or not. He
went down the same way as Deadshot, so I imagine that's...
It seems to be a running theme. Impaling people in the eyes and seeing if they're going to survive or not.
Well, you might find this interesting. He's been promoted to main cast in the next season, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah. He didn't come into play till after the season break. You have to keep in mind.
Yeah, and I was really interested in that, him coming back, him coming into it, because is he someone he could trust or anything?
I predict.
Was the question? It was the question, and it was really interesting that came up, and I loved how he says, "I love swords."
Yeah.
I was waiting for, "That's not a sword. This is a sword." The line sort of thing to come up, because that's an American thing to do. Probably.
Of course, Deathstroke. I first knew Deathstroke from the Teen Titans show. He was voiced by Ron Perlman. He was awesome. He's going to be in the Arkham Origins game, but also he's the DC counterpart for Deadpool, who I love, and whenever they meet, it's always a barrel of laughs, because one's serious and the other's just wacky, trying to kill each other. It's funny, but for Deathstroke in here, I predict that there's going to be they're going to be working together, going to be trusting each other. I like that one reveal beforehand where he sees the mask and he instantly thinks, "Oh, you're the guy that tortured me." No, that was another one. That's a hard story to believe. So that trust issue is it's kind of fledgling. So you don't know if it's going to. Yeah, you don't know how long you can trust him, because the relationship's going to go down south. Now, I don't know whose Deathstroke mask that was pinned to the island when we first saw him, so there's a chance he could be alive and, see him for season 2 or 3, but I'll get into that with season 2 predictions.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, he's a great actor. There's no reason that he couldn't be Australian. I mean, he plays it well. And, yeah, he's basically the guy that also trained Oliver. He's more of the stricter guy when they're training. But he's tough as nails. He gets the job done. Like, he plays like the injured guy routine that he shoots everyone.
Yeah.
again, he plays it really well. Just really smart, calculating, but also he enjoys. You get the feeling he's going to become a bad guy. He enjoys the violence a little too much, but still has a mission to get home.
Yeah. And there is thoughts going around that he does get off the island at some stage, but then gets put back on. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of like weird. Like, wouldn't he use that opportunity to escape something?
I don't know. I don't think he's going to get off. I don't think anything like that's going to happen.
Yeah, I assume that some sort of Russian group comes on the island, and that's going to be reveal how he became like the Russian whatever that he uses later on, like in the series itself, because he's got some sort of Russian ranking in the Russian mafia or something.
Yeah, he does. I don't know. I thought it was just he learned. No, he could have learned Russian from just resources from the guys who were on the island, like using the internet or something. I don't know.
Mm.
Well, then again, if you could use the internet, you could probably try to forget I said that, but
yeah.
Who knows? Probably some Russian groups could. Anyone could really go to the island now that the giant missile launcher's gone.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Mm. Anyway,
island stuff in general.
Island stuff in general, because a lot of people really like the island stuff mainly early on, because like there was some. I didn't find this. I thought that some people thought there was some bad stuff early on. I think it just got better and better and better over time. There was some stuff I was expecting just because of the way the series was coming on after like the end of Smallville, so they were probably thinking, oh, this could be our new Smallville type thing. And we did get that early on, but it didn't bother me because I actually liked a lot of the first few seasons of Smallville.
Oh, so
it wasn't until later on where I was like, I just wanted a certain female character who's now working on Beauty and the horrible remake of Beauty and the Beast, that I just wanted them to go away. Because they were dragging down the series. And with this, I was like, okay, we're gonna deal with that sort of stuff for a while. But that got placed in the background, and I was glad that did. And we got and same as the little book thing, that sort of got placed in the background as well. So
yeah,
that's interesting as well. So
I thought the list was always a good conceit for the series.
But yeah, now that's going to be thrown in the bin, and they're going to do other stuff
with
it.
The island. I love how it was intertwined with what was going on in the city. That was always.
Yeah, and it didn't always work, but that's all right. Like, well, any excuse to go back to the island for some reason is really good.
There was a great bit where there was the whole trust issue, and I think it was in Trust but Verify. I could be wrong on that, but it's the remember when the guy who's on the island and he's debating whether to help him or not, and we find out he was right not to trust him because he was working for Fires.
And I liked Fires really early on too. It was really interesting. I don't know him from the comics because honestly, I have read very few comics, and with the comic book shop being shut here, there's not a lot I can do about that. But I have thought of making a comic trip at some point in time to go up and grab some. But yeah, I really did find Fires a bit interesting, and like finding out that he's working for someone, but we don't know who. Whoever it is, they got great legs.
I think it's Lady Shiva. I think it's her. But again, that's season 2 prediction. Sorry.
Yeah.
Also,
and that's
a little bit the phase. Shadow or Shadow, however you pronounce it, and Lao Fei. Is it Lao Fei? No. Yao Fei.
Yeah, Yao Fei.
Yeah, Yao Fei.
I thought it was great, and obviously something's going to happen between Shadow and Oliver at some point, because he's got her tattoo on his back.
And he dons her father's garb.
Yeah,
Remember,
so obviously...
He honors her father, so there's going to be a connection there.
Yeah, so I'm expecting... expecting something to happen between those two on the island, and maybe she dies, and this really damages him as well.
Yeah,
so,
well, she's going to train him.
Yeah.
And it was such a shame when I didn't expect the Yao Fei to die. Well, I mean, I didn't expect him to die in season 1. I mean,
thinking about it now, I think Slade has sort of taken over what would have been Yao Fei's role on the island, and I think maybe the original intention was for Yao Fei to train him, and then they sort of followed the story where it was going after that.
And Shado kind of fills the role of training him how to use the bow and arrow.
Yeah, so it's sort of like they sort of fill the void that's been left by Yao Fei. And granted, it was shocking because I wasn't expecting it either. But thinking about it, having those 4 on the island all at once may have been like a bit too much, because you got Yao Fei's trained soldier, Shadow's a trained soldier, and you've got...
Everyone's a trained soldier.
Except for Oliver, and Oliver's gonna... having the 3 of them train him, or have the 3 of them, you're not gonna suspend your disbelief that long. If it's just the 3 of them, so it's gonna be a little bit more interesting going forward, I think.
Yeah. Well, what should we? You want to go to the finale? Because you want to do a part 2 of this after covering the finale.
Let's do let's quickly just do some of our favorite episodes. I think would be good. I'll let you go first because I got to remember some of the titles to these. So
yeah.
You go first.
Okay, some of my favorite episodes. One of the favorites is Damage, because again he does this really brilliant ploy in which he he planned on this happening, and he has Diggle kind of bail him out at the end. He's actually this is technically the first time he meets Deathstroke. Well, one of them, not Slade Wilson, but he meets Wintergreen as Deathstroke, and it tortures him. You find out how he got these scars. He says, I'm looking at the promotional material, saying, "Oh, that's
found out how he got these scars."
I was thinking through this. Oh, it's kind of like the whole Batman angle, in which you see all the scars he gets while he's fighting crime and all that stuff. But I was thinking, but then I realized, oh no, wow, that's so that's how they do it. He's tortured on the island. So yeah, he's 5 years on the island, trying to survive and torture. That's wow, it's impressive. And of course, he is damaged. Again, it's really really impressive. And yeah, he did. I loved how he outwitted him. He passed the polygraph, all that stuff. And the episode before that also is a favorite, Innocent Man, in which it's the most comic book of all the episodes, I think. Because he's wearing the ski mask again. That's a Nolan nod, but yeah, ski mask. He's helping out Laurel. The father's tracking him. Well, I mean, not yet, but I mean she's it's kind of a Gordon Batman working together. The clear innocent man. That's good. I told you my favorite moments. In the Chinese restaurant. It's great when he escapes the bonds in the finale. I think anything else really impressive. I like the Royal Flush Gang. I think it's an interesting way to do things.
Yeah, I mean they're such a broad. They've been done so many ways. It's like, well, this is another interesting way of doing it.
I think it's a nice down to earth treatment of the Royal Flush Gang. Just bank robbers with playing cards on their mask, who are they want money. They want to be a royal family. That's not bad. I like that. Trying to think here. Anything else? Burned. Burned isn't bad. With Firefly.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, I love the ending. With Firefly, he basically commits suicide because I like that moment where he tries to say, you don't have to do this. he tries to save Firefly, and he says, "No, there's no saving me." He sets himself on fire. That was a good thing. He's trying to help the villains.
Mm. A lot of some of them are probably the early ones, the earliest ones. Innocent Man and Damage are probably two of my favourites from early on. But as far as the second half, because a lot of my favourites are in there, I think. The first time he meets up with Slade, I think that's Betrayed. That's a really good one. The Odyssey is really good. I really like that one.
That's the entirely island episode.
Yeah, and that's why I like it, because that was like, okay, we need to do this, and it seemed like everything got like turned up after. It's like, okay, now we can't stop stalling. Now we've got a season now, so let's really do something with the show. It seemed like.
There is.
I'm not sure if it's
great.
I'm not sure if it's Undertaking or Darkness at the Edge of Town, the one where they do the swing across the elevator shaft. That's probably one of my favorites
Undertaking,
as well.
and that one has my again, another one of my favorite moments is in that. It's when he I should have mentioned this is my second favorite moment. When he interrogates the mother. Diggle as Green Arrow interrogates the mother, and you think, oh no, is it Dark Archer? No, it's Diggle. Oh, that's a brilliant way to get information without spoiling the secret identity.
I knew it was Diggle all along. I knew it was Diggle all along.
At first, when he just get knocked out by arrows, I was thinking, oh no, it's the Dark Archer. At first. I mean, then I saw it was Diggle, but then that was a brilliant way to get information for interrogation. I thought you said you were going to pull your punches.
And probably the one where they go to the casino.
Yeah, that's it's like the one before that.
Yeah, except for the last one, I think out of the three last episodes, those two are my favorite.
Yep.
All right. Do you want to do the final episode now?
You want to tackle the final episode now?
Yeah. Do you want to do that?
Sure.
Or is there?
I'm just saying I have kind of a time concern at the moment.
We'll just quickly do it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll get all the stuff I don't like out of my hair. I don't like I said, I don't like that Laurel got together with Oliver that quickly. Because it does make it kind of look like a slut going. I know they've been together before. It's like sort of, we can be together now, and they jump in the bed together.
That is a problem.
But the other thing is Tommy died, and I didn't really want that to happen. I'd say up until you found out that Laurel and Oliver were getting together. I liked everything that happens before that. Everything that happens after that is really good. Like, when Tommy saw them get together, I was like, oh, this is going to be the thing that sets him off. Because, yeah, that's what I was expecting, but unfortunately that didn't happen.
Maybe not the best idea to have an affair through a window.
Yeah.
Through an open window. I haven't closed the blinds.
That's
a CW moment.
That's like that was forced. Come on, you would close the blinds beforehand.
Yeah, you don't know who's watching. You'll be turned into a supervillain or die one day. Who knows?
Yeah.
I love the finale. First of all, I love where it started, and I love the themes of the thing. Sacrifice. I think it was a little heavy-handed later on, where Felicity tells Lance that he's willing to sacrifice things for you. And he's willing to sacrifice his life for the city. And I think saying sacrifice and just, implying sacrifice is a different thing. I mean, really it's not that big a complaint, but I'm just saying, I think it's said a little too many times. In fact, actually, funny enough, the show after that, Supernatural, when it was airing, its last episode was also called Sacrifice.
Oh, okay.
So, again, kind of heavy-handed or not. But, yeah, I loved Lance in the episode. He helped save the city in the end. He had some emotional moments with Laurel. You know, he's come around throughout the series. I love that, and I love the opening where Oliver's just like he's captured, and all those the handlebar jumping in the exercise, his training in the beginning of every show episode, that finally comes into play. He escapes.
Oh, true.
Good stuff.
I love the island stuff I love the island stuff that happens in that. That got wrapped up really well in Sacrifice as well.
Yep.
But yeah, like I said, those two things really hurt that for me. I really felt like that was a sucky finale after that happened. It's not that it didn't make sense. It's just that stuff happened that I didn't want to see happen. Or I didn't want to see happen that early.
Yeah. No, I'm okay with it. I'm excited to see where it goes next. But, yeah, everyone came around in the end for the series. It did a lot better than I thought it was going to do. I thought it was going to be like a little less than Smallville, but I argue, at least so far, it had a really strong beginning. Like, it took stuff that for Smallville would have taken seasons to do. It did in one season. So I'm giving you that. I'm saying it has potential to be better than Smallville. The problem with Smallville is it takes too long to get to the good stuff, and really it should have ended after 3 seasons. But that's my rant.
And should have been renamed Metropolis after the third season, I think. But yeah. Anything else you want to do before we wrap up here?
Yeah, well, I'd love to go,
because I think
I'd love to go episode by episode, but I don't have the time at the moment. I don't think our viewers have the patience.
Yeah.
I love this series. I really do. Now, we're going to have like season 2 predictions at some point, so I guess I can
and then
figure out things there.
Yeah. And we'll do the mid-season finale in December or whenever it comes around, rather than do an entire overview like this again, because we could have really gone a long time with this, and I think things would be better in my memory anyway. If we go halfway through and then do the second half later on.
I guess we can cover villains more in the predictions.
Yeah.
Maybe like Count Vertigo, because I got stuff to say on him, but that'd be more stuff for the future with him anyway, so. Yeah. Yep. But overall, again, I love the series. My regret is not enough trick arrows, but we still got some, so I'm not. Yeah, me being the gadget guy, I love the arrows, and I love Lance in this series. He's good.
But yeah, so stay tuned. Apparently, I've got a video to fix up, and then we'll be back with predictions later on. So stay tuned for that, and hopefully we'll be back, and we'll do a mid-season review or a discussion, and then when it comes back on, or after we do the predictions. So expect more. So goodbye, everyone.
So remember, when driving, only turn when the arrow's green.
Yes.